morning guys, hope you're safe and well, and thank you for joining me back on the channel. Today we are going to be looking at the first, number one, of the door battery pod mods, the Artery Nugget GT. So it's a dual battery, 200 watt pod mod. Some would say a little bit excessive, but to be fair, you know, there's loads of different accessories you can get for this. There's 510 connectors, there's RBAs, so you know, realistically with your 510 adapter, it's a dual battery mod, so you've got choice of both, which you know I like about it. It's definitely a bonus. But yeah, Artery Nugget GT, the first in probably many dual battery pod mods, and Artery's the first to do it. So let's head down below, let's have a look at this dual battery pod mod. So then guys, if you go out and buy an Artery Nugget GT, what comes in the box, what can you get for it? Loads of stuff you can get for this one. So start with the box. It's the Artery Nugget GT. Colour on the box is obviously what colour your device is. You've got, obviously it's a dual 18650 cell, max 200 watt output, balance charging. It's got a 0.96 colour screen, XP cores, and it's Type-C charging, which is good. That's what you want to see. Warning label on the side. You've got the social media handles, the model, serial number, security code, QR check, everything you want. On the back, another code, warnings, what comes in the box. On the side, barcode and the website for Artery. Top, Artery. Bottom, Nugget GT. So yeah, again, everything you'd expect to see on the box. We've got a battery safety card, we've got a warranty card, we've got a fold out user manual, and also we've got your your USB-C charging cable. And you've got a little baggie which has got a 510 drip tip in. It's got your spare 0.4 ohm coil in, and some seals and another rubber bung when it comes to obviously refilling your pod. These two bits here, RBA 510 adapter, I'll show you a little bit more of those shortly. Well, let's get down to the device, have a look at this bad boy. So on the back you've got Nugget GT Artery. Obviously on the top there you've got your push cap to obviously push your pod off, put your pod back on. On the side you've got some battery venting at the top and some airflow. Battery venting on the bottom, designed by Artery. USB-C charging port on the front, fire button, your up and down buttons, that's about it. So your mouthpiece does come off, and it will take a 510 drip tip if you don't want to use obviously the drip tip that comes with it. It is a funny shape, but you know, obviously it's designed with purpose in mind, I'm led to believe. But yeah, so good little device, you know, looks nice. Obviously your back panel comes off, so you can put your batteries in. Now the batteries I'm using are EFAN 2700 milliamp camo batteries. They fit in there, back slides on, and there's a little bit of play, but it's barely anything, and I mean barely anything. On the top you've got your connectors for your coil, so your pod. So to fill it up, pull your little bung, and you've got a relatively small filling hole, to be fair on that one. Your coil pulls out, and it comes pre-installed with the 0.15 ohm mesh coil. You can see that rated at 60 to 80 watts. This is obviously the 2mm TPD pod, but Artery were kind enough to send me an 8mm pod, so big shout out to you guys over at Artery, especially Emma, who obviously got in contact to send it. So the RBA, so standard packaging yet again. You've got your barcode, what comes in it, XP RBA, scratch and sniffs and all that stuff, warnings. And inside this you get some little coils, we get a screwdriver, some spare screws and some O-rings. You also get a 510 adapter, which is a massive bonus for me anyway. So what you do with this is you unscrew, if I can get it off, sweaty hands, no good for anything. Or in fact, you don't screw this one off, that just slots into the bottom, just screws in. So obviously you can pulse your coils and get them glowing, get the one glowing. I mean, you're definitely not squeezing two in there, it's not made for two, but you're going to get the one in there, you're going to get it pulsed to make sure it's glowing nice and evenly. Obviously on the bottom of this you've got the adjustable airflow on that one, and it's relatively easy deck to build on. Two little screws there, put a leg each side, your coil nice and centered. I've lost my top. Got your top cap that screws on, and obviously your cotton, if you can see, you've got a little groove there, so your cotton will stick out the bottom there and there. Yet again, that's just a push to fit inside the pod. So obviously take that out, show you guys, that just push fits in there. Same as the others. Like I say, on that you've got the adjustable airflow. On the RBA, you've also sent over a 510 adapter, obviously with it being a 200 watt dual battery pod mod. You can also put your standard tanks on it. So inside this you've literally just got your 510 adapter, so we'll get that off. That just clips in there, and to be fair, that's relatively solid until you pop the back. So you know, it's a good fitment. It's not wobbly like some devices. I did had a look at the Vinci X 510, and that was very wobbly. So let's put a tank on it. This is the EH Pro and Vaping with Vic Kelpie RTA, and that's solid. I mean, that is solid. That's took some real pulling to get that to come off. Wiggle it about, that's not falling off. That ain't gonna fall off. I mean, obviously if it's in your pocket and you catch the back, then obviously it may do, but you know, like I say, shaking that about, that's going nowhere. So yeah, so we're back up top. I'll give you the good bits, the bad bits, and anything else in between, and I will see you soon. So then guys, that's what comes in the box. Obviously, as I've shown you down below, there are accessories, your 510, your RBA. 510 is like really strong, like really strong. What I did forget to show you down below is the menu screen. Obviously, as you can see on there, if that will focus, pretty standard menu screen. Wattage, volts, ohms, all your standard stuff. You can change the colour of it, but other than that you can't really do much more. So it's probably why I forgot to put it in that bit. But yeah, so what's the pros to this? Pros to this, battery life, obviously it's dual 18650, interchangeable, so your battery life is relatively good. USB-C, fast charge compatible, massive tick there. Flavour's great from the coils, like really good flavour for the pod. Obviously the pod is 2mm TPD, but they did send me an 8mm, which is non-TPD. RBA, relatively easy to build on, so that's a bonus. Obviously I'll probably do another video on wicking and building the RBA to show you guys. Menu, you know, it's easy to use, it's quite sizable. I mean, it's relatively big, which some may say is a con, but to be fair, if you use dual battery pod mods, I've got some, you know, the Aegis, huge. What else we got? Double barrel V3, about the same size. What else we got on these shelves? all sorts of stuff. Here we are, look, Crown 4, you know, dual battery mods are relatively big, you know, so in that scheme it's quite small, but as a pod mod it's quite big. So you've got that side to it. 510 drip tip compatible. However, I don't, you know, have I got a 510? Let's have a look. Put a 510 drip tip on it, it looks a little bit funny. Obviously that's quite a big one from the Nautilus 2S. If I use this one here, let's go, this one, still looks funny, so for me it's sort of the flat weird shaped one is for me. Cons, so the negatives of this, it leaks a little bit, I mean, I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of leakage in there, and that's definitely not going to pick it up, is it? There's a little bit of liquid in there and it does leak, so I'm not massive, but you don't want it leaking, do you? Obviously they might not all leak, just this one that I've sent with this coil, you know, but it's I have got leakage. So like I said, 510 pin, really strong, as you've seen down below with me shaking it. You know, that's not going to just drop off, you know, you're going to have to catch it to actually knock your tank off it if you use it. But yeah, so, you know, slight little niggles, you know, like I say, the leaking issue, you know, I don't understand really why it's 510. Well, I do understand why it's 510. They've done that for the benefit of you using your own. However, it just looks a little bit funny. It looks funny. So definitely I'm sticking with the one that it comes with. Other than that, what else have I got to tell you about it? What else is good? What else is bad? Not a lot. It's a pod mod. It's the first in the line of dual battery pod mods, and to be fair, it's a well good crack at it. Can't really complain about it. Just a few little niggles, but all in all, relatively impressed. Like I say, the flavour, phenomenal. Can't fault the flavour. Cloud production's great. That's running at 65 watts. And it chucks clouds. So, you know, if you're looking for something that chucks clouds, that's compact, you know, like I say, you can get an 8mm pod for it, so there's that little bit of advantage there. You know, for me, great effort, Artery, really good effort. Really impressed, other than, like I say, the few little niggles, you know, the leaking pod and whatnot. But, you know, like I say, that could just be mine, that might not be them all. So, you know, really happy with it. So big shout out to Artery for sending me that, you know, really impressed with it. So thank you very much. And if you guys enjoyed that review, head down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you want to catch what I'm doing outside of the YouTube, head over to the social media links down below and in the end of this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Take it easy guys, stay safe, boost it!